Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you your daily tarot reading for Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to remind you, as always, this is general for the day for all 12 signs, the collective. So just simply take what resonates, all right? And as well, thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions if you haven't done so already. Now, the overall message I received for us for this upcoming Wednesday, forward movement. Forward movement. Sorry for missing a couple dailies, by the way. Just had a lot going on, and I probably shouldn't even be doing this one, given I have to catch up on some mid-months and the next set of weeklies, but here we are, okay? Moving right along, keywording. We're going to begin by pulling an overall focus for the day from the Energy Oracle deck. Bear with me. Spirit's confusing me. Let's continue and do some shuffling. For my beautiful collective for this upcoming Wednesday. Okay, we're doing one for each quarter. We are moving forward. Okay, wow. Okay, so we're beginning the day with the man holding a heart card, okay? And so we're going to clarify this with the Gilded deck. We're getting the Four of Pentacles for this one. And so it feels as if you begin the day either, yeah, they're saying you're representing this man holding a heart, male or female, being very much in touch with your masculine side, wanting a level of control, or simply thinking about thinking about a level of savings you wish to acquire moving forward for a goal or for a level of comfort in a lot of ways. It just feels like you wake up to begin this Wednesday feeling ultra serious. I need to, as they're saying, snap out of it and just smile. Try to enjoy the day, but it does feel like a very serious one for a lot of reasons. Very focused on what you want to accomplish, but it just feels like your overly serious, a bit of an uptight approach is not going to help you acquire what you desire in the most successful manner. You could also feel as if you desire more control over a relationship or a connection in one way, shape, or form, and potentially wanting to maintain that level of control of your individuality. But if you're single, wanting to get into a new connection in one way, shape, or form. But you could also feel that way if you're in a connection, okay? If you're in a relationship, it just feels like there's a lot going through our heads throughout the beginning of the day, where you're being pushed to recognize that trying to maintain such an intense amount of control is not going to help you move forward in the lightest, most successful manner, to just release that grip and allow for things to just move forward in the most natural way possible in both categories of money and love, okay? But moving on, we have deceit. Deceit to begin the second quarter of the day. They're saying this is relating to the past. You may find that you're pushed spiritually to recognize or just to remember how much you've been through as far as deceit, the difficulties you've dealt with certain people, giving you making it hard to trust people. I totally get it. And I don't mean to sort of laugh in that moment, but it's just almost ridiculous how much I've dealt with. And you might feel the same way at this point in the day, as spirit just plops memories in your head, or certain items or experiences, places you go, remind you of what you've been through, right? Or something somebody says to you just sparks that sort of flashback in one way, shape, or form. I need to have patience, right? You might even find the level of deceit is brought up in one way, shape, or form, or is brought to your memory when it comes to a disappointment from a past financial investment or a job. And therefore, you can't help but recognize that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to move towards something else somewhat similar, right? Or in the same category. But I need to have patience to balance oneself out and recognize that the past is the past, and it helps you learn and grow, right? You can utilize that knowledge you've gained from it, that experience, to your advantage, but don't allow it to hold you back or to fully compare to the point of not going after the new that will leave you stuck and feeling unfulfilled in the long run, right? You need to you need to embrace the opportunities that life throws at you moving forward. Of course, the ones that intuitively feel right for you and feel successfully, that have the success in the near future for you. But I just feel like as well, you could, in the midst of it all, be pushed to laugh. It just feels like a very confusing Wednesday. So don't be surprised when that vibe kind of takes over at certain points where at one point you're stressing over the past and then the future and how much you need to save and not having a lot of trust in certain people, and then you start laughing for no reason. It just feels like a very confusing Wednesday. But we're moving on to the second half of the day where we have strategy for the third quarter. I need to utilize a level of strategy when it comes to a specific somebody you're connecting with, but don't overthink it all the meanwhile because it will become super obvious. Does that make sense? And it just feels like to wear your heart on your sleeve, but strategically is definitely the way to go, the route. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. And so all the meanwhile being pushed to have take on a level of strategy, to be strategic when it comes to what you desire, as you can't help but think about your finances, your career, where you want to go, what you want to achieve, where you want to travel. And it's like all the meanwhile you might have a push to sort of focus on love or a specific somebody a little bit throughout the day from time to time. And it's just like, no, I need to focus on my job, running my business. I need to focus on my savings. I need to focus on where I want to be. It just feels like your priority, okay? Feeling a bit emotional throughout the day for whatever reason, but just trying to keep it positive and optimistic, or a push to do so. As I split the deck to the Six of Cups, it just feels like the past is going to continuously pop up throughout this day, but you're going to be reminded time and time again that this is purposeful, okay? Yeah, it might make you a little bit emotional, but you need to expect the best. You need to recognize that you made mistakes in the past. Everybody does, you're human, but you will find yourself being more emotionally fulfilled with what you're going after, okay? Just make sure you're not letting the past heartbreak, disappointments, struggles hold you back from what you want to go after. Once again, that is a huge message throughout this day, as you will feel somewhat like this goddess of the moon, okay? I feel like there could be some spiritual hostilities that you're dealing with for a select few of you. Anyways, it feels like you're thinking thoroughly about where you want to begin to gain a level of justice and what needs to be put to rest in one way, shape, or form. With that dove in the background, keep the hope alive. Bear with me as I'm being put on edge a little bit. Just laugh it through if you feel like you're struggling in a lot of ways throughout this day. But we're moving on to Tied Up, where we have the Queen of Swords. To wrap up this day, you're going to be recognizing what's leaving you feeling restricted, what's leaving you feeling a bit tied down, potentially a little bit on edge due to some background noise, difficult energies around you. It could be your living situation, your job. It could be an area where you moved to or where you're living, and it's like it once upon a time did you justice, but maybe not as much as you thought. And it's making you recognize why you once aspired to leave, even if you didn't. Some of you did, of course. It could even be more so to do with a connection, but it's aligned with this Deceit card, and it just feels like you're being reminded of all of the difficulties that place, that person had once brought you, or somebody similar in the past. You need to allow yourself to recognize that this is a day that's pushing you to reflect on the past in a heavy, heavy way, but not to make you so emotional or to hold you back, but to push you to embrace the difficulties you've been through, to prevent you from making a similar mistake, but to push you to trust your intuition, your gut feeling, and the red flags side by side with your spiritual connection to figure out what needs to be released and what you need to move towards. Because it's truly a Wednesday where, as heavy as it might feel, as confusing as it could feel at certain points, it's spirit and the universe pushing each of us individually to gain and embrace that forward movement, okay? So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing Wednesday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.